Our next speaker is Dr. Shami Nagpal. Before I invite ma'am, I would like to give her brief introduction to the participants. Ma'am is presently working as Associate Professor, Department of English at DN College, Hisar. She has 24 years of teaching experience. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Chavi. Thank you so much for the introduction. First of all, being a part of the organizing committee, I'd like to welcome all the participants. I see in the chat box that there are some teachers also who've joined in, and it's a proud privilege to have you with us for this workshop, which has been designed for the students. We are really, really honored. Now, talking about communication skills, if I put it briefly, in two lines, I'll say all the other things being equal, and individual communication skills can mark the journey of one's life achievement. To put it simply, अगर सब कुछ बराबर है, सारे टैलेंट्स बराबर हैं और किसी एक में कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स ज़्यादा अच्छी हैं, तो उसकी जो लाइफ की जर्नी है वो तभी से ही मार्क हो जाती है. टू कैरी इट फॉरवर्ड, now, does good communication mean knowing English? That is one misperception that most of us have. Communication and knowing English are two different things. I come across a lot of students, who know a little English and they think that their communication skills are good. No. English is a language. Communication is a skill. Please remember, अंग्रेजी है या हिंदी है, वो भाषा है, और जो कम्युनिकेशन है वो एक कला है. Even if we don't know any language, we can still communicate. Maybe I don't know English, I don't know Hindi, and if I want something, with the help of my hands, with the help of my body language, I can very well communicate. But students, here we cannot afford to do that. We in colleges, we have to move further in life. We have to face interviews, we have to face other people. So it cannot be with the help of the body language that we can carry on. We have to learn a language, whatever language that we are comfortable in. Now, again, after saying that, the next thing is, I said whatever language we are comfortable in. But the fact arises that when we face interviews, when we move out, it is English that has to be learned to face the interviews. So today, I'll be concentrating on how to improve your pronunciation in English language. But I again repeat that communication skill does not mean knowing only English. Now, we all know English is a foreign language to us. We all know our languages and we learn them so easily. We did not have to put in any effort because they are our own languages. English is not our language, it is a foreign language. And that is the reason that we have to put in a lot of effort to learn this language. Since it's a foreign language, our tongue is not very used to pronouncing all those words. I'm sure you'll all agree with me. जब मेरी अपनी भाषा होती है, वो हिंदी हो, हरियाणवी हो, वो पंजाबी हो, वो बंगाली हो, क्योंकि बचपन से हम उन्हें बोल रहे हैं, तो हमारी जो टंग है उसमें लचक ज़्यादा होती है वो शब्द बोलने के लिए. But when it comes to English, we do not have that flexibility. So today I'm going to help you to acquire that flexibility if you all work on these lines. See, to do anything new, we have to acclimatize ourselves with that thing. Unless we are acclimatized, we will not be able to do that thing well. And keeping that in mind, dear students, today we are going to do how with the help of tongue twisters can we learn the language easily, or can we master it, not learning but mastering the pronunciation. Now, tongue twisters are a great way to practice and improve pronunciation and fluency. They can also help to improve accents by using alliteration, which we all know what is alliteration, repetition of one sound. Now, there is, one myth. Most of us think that tongue twisters are meant for school children, they are for kids. No, I'd again like to break that myth here for each one of you. Tongue twisters are also used by actors, they are used by politicians, they are used by public speakers who want to sound clear while speaking. They all practice tongue twisters at home. So I remember that as a small child, we all used to do a lot of tongue twisters in Hindi. I don't know whether you all, I don't see many children, doing tongue twisters these days. I remember when I was small, there was such a famous tongue twister. चंदू के चाचा ने चंदू की चाची को चांदनी चौक में चांदी की चम्मच से चटनी चटाई. It's not that we have tongue twisters only in English. We have them in Hindi as well. We have them in all the languages, right? One very famous tongue twister, which I forget which movie was it in, but it became very popular. And if we try to speak it very quickly, we do falter. Maybe even I falter when I'm trying to speak here. Kacha papad, pakka papad, kacha papad, pakka papad, kacha papad, pakka papad, kacha papad, pakka papad. So while I'm dealing with twisters, I'll give you some time in between so that you can try and speak them. There are some other, how tongue twisters help us. See, we being from Haryana, I know most of us associated with this workshop are from North India, though there are people from other states also, but most of us from North India. And yesterday, Geeta ma'am also mentioned, what our flaws are. We falter with sh and sir and j and z, which is a very common mistake that we make here in North India, and especially in Haryana. So to improve that, if you keep saying a word over and over again, it'll help your tongue to say it correctly. Now, just one last tongue twister in Hindi before I switch over to the tongue twisters in English. See, it has all similar sounds, the one that I'm going to speak in Hindi. समझ समझ के समझो, समझ समझना भी एक समझ है, समझ के जो ना समझे, मेरी समझ में वो ना समझ है. Right? So that is how we are going to practice tongue twisters in English. Now, those of you listening to me, do practice tongue twisters in Hindi also. It's not that your Hindi is very good. You falter there also. All the students that I come across in college, it's not that only English is bad. Hindi का उच्चारण भी हमारा उतना ही बुरा है. So we need to work on that also. So now I'll move to the tongue twisters in English. Like I said, in Hindi we have kacha papad, pakka papad, kacha papad, pakka papad. Similarly, in English we have similar tongue twisters. Some of them I'd like you to introduce to. See, here are three small, like kacha papad, pakka papad, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Try and say it while you're listening to me. Good blood, bad blood, good blood, bad blood, good blood, bad blood, good blood, bad blood. While I'm saying it, it might sound very simple. Why? Because I have practice of that language. It is not that simple. Your tongue is certainly going to falter when you say these. The next tongue twister has the sir sounds. Stupid superstition, stupid superstition, stupid superstition. Now, when you practice these tongue twisters, make sure that you say them repeatedly. Don't say red lorry, yellow lorry once and think that, okay, I can say that nicely and comfortably, so I'm fine. No. Keep repeating it over and over again. And see, in between the tongue falters. Maybe while I'm doing, my tongue also falters. It's not that I cannot falter. So moving on, try and do these ones. I'm sitting silent for a minute. Try and speak these. 11 benevolent elephants, 11 benevolent elephants, 11 benevolent elephants. It's benevolent, right? Next one is very tricky. This one is difficult. Thin sticks, thick pricks, thin sticks, thick pricks, thin sticks, thick pricks, thin sticks, thick pricks. Your tongue is bound to falter in between. I hope you're all trying to say it. How I wish I had you all in front of me. To do tongue twisters with students sitting in front of you is so interesting, and to say them in a group and say them together and then to laugh at each other and see who falters and who can say it. Six sticky skeletons, six sticky skeletons, six sticky skeletons is the next one. Now, these two words that are up there, I think is one of the most difficult tongue twisters. The first one in this slide and the last one in this slide. Truly rural, truly rural, truly rural, truly rural. र की sounds है ना सारी, तो र की sound बोलते बोलते tongue roll करती है. And when it rolls, obviously you falter. See, next one has all the sounds of fur. Four fine fresh fish for you. Four fine fresh fish for you. Four fine fresh fish for you. Try and say those. I said the last one on this slide is also a little difficult. He threw 3 free throws. He threw 3 free throws. He threw 3 free throws. Now, for those of you, the pronunciation of this word is not threw, it's through. Please note that. My throat is really troubling me today. Sorry for that. The next tongue twister has all the burr sounds. And this is one of my favorite ones because I remember doing it so often when I was in school. Our teacher used to make us do this. And therefore, it happens to be one of my favorite ones. Betty bought some butter, but the butter was bitter, so Betty bought some better butter. And that is the reason why I can say it so quickly as compared to the other tongue twisters. Why? Because I did it as a child in school. It is not the speed of the tongue twister that matters, is one thing that I'd like to put here. It's not that I have spoken this tongue twister very fast. So somebody who speaks it very fast will have better pronunciation. No. It is the stability, it is the correctness, and it is the preciseness that matters. The speed does matter, but not as much as we think. So come, let's do this once again. Betty bought some butter, but the butter was bitter, so Betty bought some better butter. Now the slow speed was for you. I'm sure if some of you say it fast, you can say it very quickly. Betty bought some butter, but the butter was bitter, so Betty got some better butter. These are some of the tongue twisters that concentrated on sounds of b, p, r. I have in particular got hold of some tongue twisters specifically with s and sh. As I said, that is our weak area, and that is where we need to concentrate. So look here, we have tongue twisters with s and sh. She sells by the seashore. I repeat that again. She sells seashells by the seashore. Now this one tongue twister has so many sounds of s and so many sounds of sh. My next few tongue twisters are going to concentrate on the s and sh sound. Let's see the other one. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. I repeat, I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. So here, if you try to say it fast, you mingle up between the s and sh. I repeat again, repeatedly I've been saying that we, as you know, residents of this area have a major problem with the s and sh and j and z. So we really need to work on these sounds. The next also, concentrating on s and sh. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. We surely shall see the sunshine soon. You say it once, you'll say it correctly. But when you repeat it 2-3 times, you might falter. Now, next one is very interesting, and again, one of my favorite ones. And it's easy also. Try this. Sitting at homes, you can all try it. And you'll all be able to say that correctly. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. And that happens to be the truth also. Most of us love to have ice creams. So again we go, ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream, right? So we all scream for ice cream. Now this tongue twister here, I'd like to discuss as a part of language also, apart from tongue twister. Can you can a can as a canna can a can? I repeat, can you can a can as a canna can a can? Now, if you look at the words here, see while doing the tongue twisters, it's not that just the reading bit of it. Try to get the language also. See, in the first tongue twister in this slide, when I say, can you can a can? I've used 3 cans. My first can is a helping verb. My second can is the main verb. And my third can, dear students, is a noun. So this is where we get confused in English, unlike our own language, Hindi, or any of our other mother tongues. In English, one word is used in different ways, like we see here. Can you can a can as a can a can a can? The word can being used as, I repeat, a helping verb, and a noun. So this is another exercise that I'm giving to you apart from repeating the tongue twisters. Let's look at the other one. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Now this per sound also troubles you, and you need to practice that. This, I guess, I think should be my last tongue twister. And before I go on to this, I would want you to put your questions in the chat box if you have any, right? Regarding the pronunciation or how to learn the language. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I have given you these tongue twisters. I know some of you must be wondering and thinking that ma'am went a little fast and we could not even copy these tongue twisters. There is no need. You have them all over, you search them. You just write tongue twisters in Google and you will have so many of them. So you don't need to copy these. You just need to take out some tongue twisters from Google and go ahead with your practice, right? Here's another one also. This again, I really like to do. And this is also with the sh sound more. I wish to wish, the wish, you wish to wish, but if you wish, the which wishes, I won't wish, the wish, you wish to wish. I'd really love it when we all meet in classes in college. I see some of my students being, very fluent with the tongue twisters. That'll be really nice. Because it is not only the tongue twisters that we are talking about, it is the pronunciation, it is about the language. It is not only the tongue twisters. So you all need to get to learning the language, right? I don't know how much time are we left with, but I think I have 5-7 minutes more, so we can talk a little more about the language and the ways to learn the language, right? Another way to learn the language is, we just spoke about tongue twisters, but apart from that, though I'm mixing up 2 things, but each one of you needs to get on to your reading skills. It has been told earlier also by other resource persons, right? Read whatever you like to read. And if you haven't been reading anything, then just start from anywhere. Even if it's a Champak, if it's a Akbar Birbal ki kahaniyan, if it's Tenali Ram ki kahaniyan, if it is these small animal stories, right? Start from anywhere. Don't hesitate that you're grown up. It is just the matter of starting. See, you'll be able to speak well only when you have words in your mind, only when you have that vocabulary in your mind. Only then will you be able to speak comfortably. And how will we have that vocabulary in our mind if we don't read? We have to read. So pick up the newspaper. Okay, during the time of COVID, I know we are not getting the newspapers, or even those of us who had subscribed to the newspapers have unsubscribed to it. But we all also know that we are getting them online, right? So, to learn the language, you must read, you must listen, you must speak. I'm not going to touch upon them elaborately. I'll be very, very brief. If you want to improve your vocabulary, you have to read. If you want to speak correctly, you have to listen. Listen to the news in English. Watch good English films so that you listen to those words. And when you listen to those words, try to speak them. I know if you were all sitting in front of me, and if I would ask many of you as to what is the problem, why can't we talk in English? Most of you would say that words रुक जाते हैं. You know, when we all think in our mind, we feel that I know it, I can speak it. But when it is time to actually speak the language, then we feel that something is getting blocked there and we are not able to speak. That is because we are short of sufficient words. We don't have enough words. And to be able to speak properly, to be able to speak fluently, so these three things will hand in hand. Your listening skills, listen in any way. You're very fortunate. When we were young, we did not have any of this media. We did not have Google to help us. You're all very fortunate. Just one click of finger and things are in front of you. So I don't see any reason why you should not be able to learn the language. Listen to it in the form of news, in the form of movies. Read as much as you can. Pick up small, easy novels before getting to the difficult books. It's not necessary that you read difficult books. Pick up your cousins or your sister's textbooks. How many of us read textbooks in college? Let's just face the truth. Most of us just pick up a guide and just mug up the question and go and write our exam. Even if you were to read all the textbooks and all the lessons that are prescribed in your syllabus, I think you would have done enough reading. So do that forced reading. That'll help you. And in the end, I'll say, whatever little bit that you learn, try and speak. Speak at home. Try and improve your communication skills, both in your mother tongue and in English. I hope some of you benefited from this talk, and I'll be very happy if some of my students who have joined it when we meet in the college, if I see you practicing these things, I'll be extremely happy. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a wonderful session. We enjoyed and learned a lot from your session. There are one or two questions, ma'am, from the participants I would like to ask you. Is writing better than speaking for the sake of improving our communication?
See, writing has its own advantages, but if you want to improve your communication, then you'll have to get down to speaking. I know of so many students, so many people around me who have such wonderful written skills, you know, but they cannot communicate well. They cannot put them in words. Again, the same thing. You have to make your tongue used to it. एक छोटी सी चीज है बेटा, स्विमिंग सीखनी है. स्विमिंग theoretically कैसे सीखेंगे? Unless we get into the water, we jump into the water, we will not be able to learn swimming. गाड़ी सीखनी है. Unless we hold the steering, we will not be able to learn to drive. So, similarly, if you want to learn to speak the language, then you have to speak. Writing is good, but you have to get down to speaking.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Another question, can there be courses at school level from the very beginning of the students so that they can be skillful at communication skills?
Now, as far as courses at school level are concerned, I think most of us, do not do the things that are given to us by teachers at our school level. I think you have all have to agree with me there. Whatever English that I have learned, some of you might not agree with me or might be a little surprised to know that I come from rural background. I actually come from rural background. And all the English that I have learned has been taught to me by my school teachers. So remember the first lecture that was given by Dr. Rajneesh, Professor Rajneesh Arora. He said, we have to take the responsibility. The learner has to take the responsibility. So instead of thinking, why aren't there special sessions for speaking in school? Why don't you take the responsibility? Why don't you start reading, read your textbooks? Why don't you speak little sentences at home with your brothers or sisters? Can I have the paper? Let's watch TV. Let's eat. लड़ाई भी करनी है तो थोड़ी इंग्लिश में कर लो. टीचर्स की बुराई भी करनी है तो थोड़ी इंग्लिश में कर लो. टूटी फूटी इंग्लिश में कर लो. That's how I learned. I wasn't able to speak all these sentences, together. So half Hindi, half English, whatever, but you have to force yourself to come out. See, I wish there were, special courses for it, but I don't really think you need the courses if you are honest with whatever time that the teachers ask you to give and you give it. I hope I have satisfied your query.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for explaining all the things with all your experience.